Hello and welcome to Colin's Wonder. I hope you're having a wonderful day. In this video will be my currently inked for July of 2024. I actually have a lot of pens inked, so let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. So I'm going to move some stuff out of the way just to give me some room to write while trying to keep track of everything. Okay, so I'm actually going to zoom in here to let you see more of what I'm doing. Okay. Pull out the first pen. I hope it's not too bright. Okay, good. Looks good. July 2024. So let's go ahead and take my time a little bit. Just fill in the square. Swatch it up. So I liked how this ink was gray, matched the pen. Oh, yeah, so let's go ahead. This pen is a Retro 51 Tornado, I believe. So it's my first Retro 51 pen. I picked it up recently. So let's go ahead. So this ink, actually I'll put the pen on the top line. So this is a Retro 51 Tornado, the fine nib. And the ink is Shogun. By Violet Roshizuku. Okay. All right, the next pen we have up is a Focus Pilot Custom. $8.23 to be exact. Pilot Custom 823 with the medium nib. Ink in here is Midnight Hour. Okay. Right, next up, we have the Montblanc JFK. Okay. Okay, this is in a medium nib. Ink in here, I have Shin Kai. 5. trying to rush too fast my writing. But this is a new ink I picked up, and I actually really like it. Okay. Next up, we have the Lamy 2000. This is also in a medium nib. Medium nib, and the ink is Blue Dragon by Colorverse. Okay. Next up, we have a Twsbi Kai. A little skipping there. I don't use this pen too much right now, so maybe that's forgiven. It also has a drier ink in it. Okay, so this is a Twsbi Kai, and the ink is Polar Glow by Lamy. Okay. Next up, we have this Hongdian 100. Make sure you can still see here. Move stuff out of the way. Okay. I actually really like this ink. Should use this pen more. So it's a Hongdian 100 in steel, I believe. And the ink in here is Fire and Ice by Robert Foster. Oh, this is also in a fine nib. Gotta go back and fill the Twsbi as well. So the Twsbi is a medium nib. Okay. Next up, we have an Asvine P20. In here we have an ink. I haven't used this pen too much, so this is kind of leftovers from the last month. Same with the Hongdian, so should use it more. So this is an Asvine P20, not fine. And the ink is Golden Lapis by Pelican. And it is a shimmer ink. And that is the one thing I really do like about these like cheaper pens, is I am not afraid to put any kind of shimmer or anything in them. So, and they seem to write really well with it. I'll see if I can show you that at the end of this video, how well the shimmer is on that. It's very strong. Okay, up next we have a Montblanc Meisterstuck. So let's see. I think I am on autofocus. Let's see if I bring it up. Yeah, it's just slowly focusing. Okay. Or it's probably getting the text. All right. So this one. Oh yeah, this one. This ink flows like crazy in this pen. Almost too much. So it's hard to believe this is a fine nib with this ink. Montblanc Meisterstuck. And this is in a fine nib. And the ink in it is Steely Days. By Robert Foster. And this ink is flowing. But it looks gorgeous. Okay, next up, we have a Magna Carta Mag 600. So it looks, I love how this pen looks. So let's go ahead and, this is a new ink I picked up just for this pen because it is a flexible nib. So Magna Carta Mag 600, fine flex, I believe. And the ink is just turquoise on that. Turquoise by Noodlers. Right, next up, we have a Sailor Pro Gear Realo. And I picked this up based on a viewer suggestion. I was complaining about my other Sailor, and they suggested this one. So I gave it a go. Right. So this pen I do like and appreciate, but it isn't a fine nib. And with some inks, it's a little too fine for me. And this is one of those inks right now. But it is useful in some situations where I do need that finer point. But this is very fine. So this is a Sailor. Well, I mean, the nib is only fine, but it is pretty fine. Pro Gear Realo, and this is in a fine nib, but I wish it was a medium fine, if I'm being honest. And the ink in here, Poseidon by Leblanc. And this ink is a pretty ink, but I honestly think it needs a thicker nib to really pull out its depth of color. Okay, up next we have a Ferris wheel press Joule. Okay. Okay. We'll press Joule, a fine nib. And the ink is probably always going to be Emerald Chabor. I do change it a couple of times, but it's my go-to for this ink, or this pen. By J. I do like this pen. I know it's only a steel nib, but it feels great for me. Just wish it had a roll stop. Okay. Up next, we have an Esterbrook Raven. This pen is a great writer. It is a steel nib as well, but you know, steel nibs still write really well sometimes. Feels nice to me. So this is Esterbrook Raven, fine nib, and the ink, writers, blood by diamine. I thought it suited this pen, you know, because I think of Edgar Allan Poe with this pen. He was a writer, and his subject matter is usually dark, you know, in a lot of his poetry. So writer's blood was very fitting to me. All right, so next up, it's one of these pocket pens that I've been, you know, trying out. I haven't really done pocket pens before, so this is my first little adventure into it. So this is a Hongdian M2. So I'm giving it a go. And it skipped on me there. Just to get going. Okay, so Hongdian M2 and a fine. Okay, so this ink has a crazy name in Japanese, and I can't pronounce it or spell it. But it's known as also rusty green. By, I think it's Takia. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but this pen skipped on me again. Could also be my writing angle is bad, but compared to the other pens, it did skip twice. So, but it is a pocket pen, and it's 20 bucks. Feels nice. I do like this pen, and it's nice how it just slides right in there with that clip. Okay, so next we have another pocket pen. So this is a Pilot. Unfortunately, it doesn't really fit in here very well because how it doesn't screw together when I pull it out, the cap just comes off. But it's another pocket pen I'm trying. So it's an E95S. Okay. But it writes really well. I like how this one writes. So it's a Pilot E95S. Fine nib. And the ink in here, it's a long one. Nakahara Luxury Red. Running out of space here. By Nagasawa Kobe. I think I did a video on this ink. I love this ink. It feels really good to write with. And I like this pen a lot too. Okay, so I'm starting to run out of room here. So I'm going to just zoom out a little bit so I don't cut off bottom. Okay, next up we have a new pen I got by Visconti. Eventually you'll see an unboxing of this pen, but it's the Bronze Age. Okay. So I picked an ink that I thought was very suiting of this pen. Well, I should say my wife thought of it, so she helped me pick as well. But I thought it matched this pen really well. And this pen, it feels really good to write with. So Visconti. Bronze Age. Fine nib. And the ink is Ancient Copper. Diamine. Yeah, I do love this pen. So the cap mechanism is pretty cool. It's like this little push and twist. Yeah, I like this pen a lot. Okay, so I think we have 2 pens left. Moving some stuff over. And we have Asvine V126. And you can see all of that shimmer in this pen. In this demonstrator here, but it is a glimmer ink as well. Or shimmer ink, sorry. So in this pen, we have an ink, I think it's by Waringle. And I like the name a lot. The name is I Am a Cat. So it's an Asvine V126 fine nib. And the ink is I Am a Cat by Hopefully I spelled that right. I think it's E-U-L. Can't really see now. But yeah. I think I wrote it backwards. And then the last pen I have up is a TWSBI Diamond 582. Also in this pen, I don't know if you can see, is another shimmer ink. Might give the shimmers a little time to dry. Maybe I should start with those first next time. So this is a TWSBI Diamond 582. This is in a medium nib. And the ink is April Showers. And this ink flows really well. By Ferris Press. Right. So while this, I'll set this aside so it can dry, and then we can do some close-ups. So let's just get a first look of, or not first look, look at all the pens. So pull these out of the order that I did them. Missing one pen there. Might need to adjust the exposure a little bit. Yeah, this is all the pens. Okay, so a lot of pens. Now, let's go ahead and look at this. Zoom in all the way so you can kind of see the different inks. And those shimmer ones, so if you see the golden lapis there, shimmers. And then I'm a cat in April Showers. Lots of shimmer there too. Well, there's my currently inked for July of 2024. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Consider subscribing. Thank you so much.